Hey y'all, it's me, Tara Strong, aka Miss Minutes for Bama Geeks. I hope you're ready to watch, and if you don't, I will have to prune you. Stay on your sacred timeline.
And hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Howdy.
How's everybody recovering from the time change?
We went 1 minute into the future.
I'm doing all right, I think.
Great Scott.
Yeah. That didn't really affect me. I mean, I guess it's a good thing that it changes on the weekend. You know, we just lose the hour instead of like losing it on Sunday night. That would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite one I saw was Devo's reminding you tomorrow to go forward and move ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, it really, normally I hate it, but I'm now at the age where I crave the afternoon daylight, so I'm happy it's here. Yeah. And I don't know, today just kind of our sleeping pattern last night and then today, I guess because we were so tired.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we just slept really hard and a lot, and so it really hadn't bugged me at all yet.
No, I hadn't had a problem today at all.
No.
That probably bothered me less now because I'm still readjusting to this time. So
well, that's
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But welcome into Bama Geeks. It's it feels like 7:00, but it's 8:00 Central Time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so that means we're here. We're live on YouTube, X, and Twitch with you. We thank you for being here. If you want to let us know in the comments, live and in person, how the time change affected you, we'd love to hear it. You got any gripes? Bring them on. You got any happy times? Bring them on.
Engagement is engagement.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. So, if you want to like not engage with us right now, I mean, that's cool. I understand we're us and we get it. But if you want to engage with us at some point in time, just go to BamaGeeks.com. That's all you got to do. You can sign up to be a guest. You can sign up for, I don't know. I forgot. It's been forever since I've looked at the site. Go.
Yeah, we are a professional outfit here, guys.
We sure are. I mean,
professional procrastinators. So, yeah, go check us out. BamaGeeks.com. That's the website where everything lives. Every podcast episode, every video that we do, you can find it right there.
Past guest information.
Yeah, past guests. If you want to be a future guest, you can sign up. If you want to leave us a voice message, we haven't plugged that in a while.
Yeah.
Down in the right-hand corner of the site, there's a little microphone icon. Click that. Leave us a voice message if you'd like to be featured on the show. If you'd like to leave us a message, clean language, please. As Dan Housen says, no cursing.
That's right.
You can leave us a message. We'll play it on the stream for you.
We might. And I know that most everybody that is listening to this is our age anyway, probably. So you guys know how to use phones. Younger generations don't know how to use phones, you know. So you guys know how to leave voicemails.
Yeah.
But then they know how to use it, but some reason why people are scared to speak on the phone nowadays.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's me.
Yeah.
I've become that way.
I'd rather text.
Yeah. I'd rather have somebody text me. Don't call me. Text me. And I'll get back to you on my time.
I just assume you're spam when you do that. Like whenever somebody sends me something, it's like you got to be spam. They're the only people who call anymore.
I automatically assume you're a telemarketer
or the dentist office. They're really good at
that. Hey, unknown callers are silenced and calls are screened coming into my phone now.
There you go.
And I don't know if it's just on iOS, but they've got a new feature where it won't answer it'll ring your phone, but it won't answer until they give a reason, and then it transcribes the reason for calling on the phone on the screen, and then you can pick up.
Yeah,
that I'm screening calls all the time, y'all.
Yeah, I have to, like me making calls at work. I have to do that several times. It's like, please state your name and the reason for your call, and I'll see if this person is available.
That's what it says.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I've got a Google Pixel, and with Google Fi, they do that as well. It's like built into it, and it'll just automatically screen as well. And it's like it's not just that smart as well too. So it'll play it back to you. It'll like you can sit there and watch on your phone what they're saying.
Oh yeah,
transcribe it immediately. It's really cool.
Yeah, I had this unknown number at work call me the other day. We were getting ready for an event, and it was calling, and I wouldn't answer it because I didn't recognize the number. Turns out it was the guy who was delivering our food, and so finally on the third time, he finally said, "I'm here to deliver your food." And I picked it up like, "I'm so sorry. Yeah, I didn't recognize your number, and I'm not going to pick up. I don't care." So,
And look at there.
Our good friend Michael with a super
Hey,
chat.
man.
Oh,
Hey, thanks.
Silence as always, but Mike is always here.
Yes.
thank you so much, Mike.
Oh,
We appreciate that.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Wow, man.
It's very
Thank
nice
you.
of you.
We appreciate the super chat. Yeah. So yeah, never obligated, always appreciated though. Thank you very much. If you do want to interact with us, what's that?
He says 2 drinks.
2 drinks. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, you got it.
Not at some of the bars I've been to. That's like 1 drink.
Yeah.
I can get you that sweet tea from Red Diamond. But if you do want to engage with us, not over the phone though, you can find us on social media at Bama Geeks. We answer that about every 2 weeks too. So, we are on the ball with our interactions, but we do appreciate it when people do. And of course, if you're on Facebook, you can join the front porch, the Bama Geeks front porch. Just search for it on Facebook and interact with us a little bit more frequently in there. That's our closed group. Just ask to join, and
that's where you saw that sweet Waffle House on Haunted Hill poster I'd found.
I want that.
Yeah,
where do we find that?
Yeah, I don't know who made that, but I was just like, no, this audience, this group needs to see this. This is appreciated here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would hang that in my bathroom. That'd be amazing.
Well, scattered and covered.
Oh,
so
yeah. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going. All right, but anyway, she's going to get her mug. I bet. Did I ruin it?
Yeah, thanks.
So anyway, speaking of Mike, thank you so much to Jamie and Mike and Darnay and Jack. Excuse me. Those are our longtime Patreon supporters. We appreciate you guys, and always, like I said, never obligated. These guys have been with us 4 or 5 years now, and we are in the month of our 5-year anniversary.
Wow.
We sure are.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we appreciate you guys, and again, never obligated, but if you want to also join Patreon, just go to BamaGeeks.com. Info's there. You can find it.
I just wanted to share one of my recent estate sale finds.
Okay.
I was a big spender.
Oh. Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
I paid 50 cents for this.
Nice. That's like an early 2000s Waffle House cup looks like.
Yeah, they don't look anything like that now.
Well, they are still on the website. And
in that design?
Yeah.
I think so.
And they want like,
15, 20 bucks
20
for
bucks
it?
for it.
Nah.
50 cents.
Somebody probably stole that from Waffle House anyway. So. Let's be real.
They might have.
Mm-hmm.
Old Peepaw just walked right on out with his coffee. Just
I mean, you know how dementia and Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
It happens. It
I
happens.
want my coffee to
I'm
go.
heading that way, so I can say that.
Yeah.
Runs in my family.
He
It's-
just
it's
took
all
his
right.
coffee to go. That's all. So.
Well, Mike, again, thank you for the super chat. Let me tell you what it's going to get you tonight. It's going to get you, all of us just jawing on, as I love that term that Kevin uses.
Sunday night hangout.
That's right. It's going to be a Sunday night hangout tonight because the 2 gentlemen down there, they took some big old trips over the last couple of weeks since we've not been around. And I really we have not talked about it. We haven't heard how they've gone. We want the world exclusive, the Alabama exclusive.
There we go.
Now Bo is added to the elite group of us that have been to New York City. So Bo finally checked that off of his bucket list there.
We were saying it earlier. Bo flew to New York, and when he got there, boy, were his arms tired.
Yes. So you want me to lead for the conversation tonight? Or
Bo, man,
I guess y'all did the lead into me. Yeah.
We're gonna let you guys just have fun with it.
All right. Well, I guess for me, like I said, I got to knock 2 big things. Like first of all, I'm like I said, as of recording this, I am 44 years old, and I flew on the plane for the very first time. Never been scared of flying. I just never we always drove or we took a plane. I've been on a cruise, been on, various forms of transportation, but not flying. So, and I think I was always not scared of flying. I just hadn't done it. So I was just nervous about doing it.
Well, how was
now,
it?
I was I was a little anxious just because, it's something you never done.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was, like I said, for my first time flying, I have to say it was not as like, I guess, worrisome as I thought it would be. We had a smaller plane. It wasn't one of the bigger planes. It was
you guys went direct to LaGuardia, right?
Yeah, we went direct from Birmingham to LaGuardia.
Yeah, they still use their connector planes for that.
Yeah.
I've done that before. Yeah, it's not tiny, but it's like a little bit bigger.
It was Delta, like single row in the middle and two chairs on each side. Like it wouldn't, like I said, the first class was just separated by a little mini wall. That was it.
Did they make you guys check your carry-on baggage?
Yeah,
to pick up in the jetway.
Eventually, like I said, we had our personal bag, like a backpack, and then a carry-on luggage. Yeah. Well, they wound up, they were just, I guess, because it was, it was a full flight. Yeah. So they just went ahead and just took our check bags and threw them in there.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
So,
a lot of times I use that as a way to gauge how big the plane is, because some of the planes are so small, they literally can't get them in the overhead to get everybody's baggage in there. And then they'll just check them at the,
ours could, going by the measurements, it could have gone underneath our chair, but I think they were just doing that just for, I guess for
the Birmingham airport. They hate for you to stick your luggage in the overhead bin. Mind you, coming back from New York to Birmingham is the exact same plane, exact same model, and LaGuardia is like, stick it in the overhead bin. Those will fit. But for some reason, Birmingham Delta employees are like, no, you have to check them. I'm like, they fit. They're like, no. I'm like, they fit.
Yeah, coming back, LaGuardia was just like, we were there. We had just assumed because it was going to do the same thing, so they just took it right there from when we checked in, and then threw it on the little conveyor, and then it went on, so we didn't have to worry about it. We figured the same, but yeah, no, we like I said, my first time flying wasn't too rough, because we went in after this was a week ago from Friday that we had that good bit of storm system running the night before. So it was a little bumpy once we got up to the actual, I guess, cruising speed height or whatever altitude. Yeah, it was interesting seeing clouds above the clouds. Was very very neat to witness. That was because I mean, like I said, the whole time we was up there, it was just cloud cover all the way. So
okay,
was that the first time in an airport for you?
I'd been in an airport, but I hadn't been past like
past security.
Yeah, past security. Even this was like oh, go ahead. I didn't get the full. I didn't get the full show. I just had to take my belt off and all my stuff.
TSA didn't get a little handsy with you.
No, they didn't. Actually, my wife, she had some baby wipes in her bag, like just some wet wipes in her bag, and then like that went through there and it got flagged twice, and then they had to check her bag. They put something on her baby wipes to make sure we wasn't trying to, cause any chaos with some baby wipes.
They do that. It's like,
it's crazy.
And then they have to wipe it down to make sure it's not a bomb
or explosive device. Yes. But
because you look like the type of people.
Yeah,
you look like that. I mean, you look like a big threat.
Yeah, exactly. But like,
they don't even make you take your shoes off anymore. Like they used to. So
yeah, that was interesting. I was expecting that. We didn't have to do that, but
but yeah, you didn't have TSA pre-check.
All I know is, like I said, I went through we put everything on the conveyor, went through the little metal, the MRI machines, what I called it, because that's what it looked like. So did all that and
hold your hands up like this.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah. Or I had to do the pose, or it's the guy like this. So, it's exactly. That's what I look like.
You had to do the AJ Styles.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I had the AJ Styles. Yes. And but yeah, after that, and then we got there super early. Like our flight wasn't until like 6:45, and we got there at like 5:15ish. But that worked out good, just make sure. But like I said, after did that, flying was cool. We got there. Like I said, it was very interesting. Hey, I'm sitting on the ground, and the next thing I know, hey, the ground's way down there. But like, it didn't
did your ears hold up?
I was somebody told me suggested chew gum, so I was chewing gum. That helped. And I guess it was just, it didn't feel real. Like, it was just like, hey, we're way up in the sky going. But it was also neat. Like once we got going, I was just tracking my flight on my phone. I was like, oh, hey, we're in Virginia.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we're here now. Or no, we was in South Carolina. Then we were in Virginia. I was like, because it was about a 2-hour flight. So
yeah.
I stayed awake the whole time.
That's a really easy flight to cut your to cut your teeth on there.
Yeah, that's what somebody said. Said 2 hours is a good way to start out. So it was a good experience. I mean, wasn't too bumpy. Like I said, it was a little bumpy, but I mean, it wasn't nothing like terrifying inducing. But
yeah.
I'm glad you guys did. I'm glad your first experience wasn't doing the puddle jumper from Birmingham to Atlanta and then Atlanta to somewhere, because Atlanta's, once you do it a couple times, like not a couple, probably a few times, it's really not a bad airport to get around. But the first time you go there, it's so gargantuanly massive that it's overwhelming.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, once we got there, we landed in LaGuardia Airport. Apparently, it looks like it's been redone here because it was beautiful.
LaGuardia looks great.
Yeah, LaGuardia is gorgeous.
Airport.
I love LaGuardia.
I will say JFK is catching up. I think that JFK saw that LaGuardia got a little facelift, and they've got like some kind of $19 billion renovation going on there at JFK, which I'll tell you guys about later. But that's they definitely have some jealousy issues.
LaGuardia, it was really nice. Like brightly lit, beautiful. Like you could definitely tell within, I don't know when it happened, but it's been recent.
Yeah, it's been the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Like so, we landed there, and then took us about, like I said, that was the fun part, was getting from the airport to our hotel.
Oh yeah,
our hotel was Hotel Edison, which was basically theater district / Times Square.
Let's talk about that traffic.
Oh yeah, like I said, New York traffic tells Atlanta traffic to hold its beer. Like that was crazy.
My gosh, man.
How did you get from the airport?
Well, Uber. We got an Uber. We got there. It was a lot of speed up, slow down, because this was. By this time, this was 10 o'clock New York time, 10:30 New York time. And it was like I said, it was very stop and go. And I'm like, people do this every day. I was like, no.
Was it aggressive stop and go too?
Yes.
Oh yeah. You got the full New York experience.
Oh yeah,
with the drivers. Yes.
Yeah,
and
like
they'll change a lane in a heartbeat too.
Oh yeah, like our driver did the same thing too. So it was just But that was, like, it was really cool. Like I said, we got in, then we got into our hotel, which I don't know what year that hotel, but it's called Hotel Edison. It's very nice. Of course, my Egon brain went to Art Deco. Very nice. It was it was more roaring 20s and 30s. Very.
Yeah.
But it was, like I said, but probably the smallest bathroom I've ever been into a hotel room. But I understand that major city.
Older, yeah, it's an older hotel. Did your hotel have scaffolding on it?
No.
Really?
Wow.
Was it like the only building there with no scaffolding?
Yeah, we were one of the few buildings without scaffolding. Yes, that was one thing we saw. That was that's what my wife remarked. She's like, everything is under construction. I was like, I was told this is what we need to expect.
You should, Bo. You should go down the rabbit hole when you have time of why everything has scaffolding in New York. It will fascinate you how the scaffolding rules work there, and then it's all like a racket of how.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's getting their pockets stuffed,
Oh yeah.
But it's there's this whole like conspiracy thing with the scaffolding and stuff.
Yeah, but so once we got in there, it was a very interesting thing. Like it's on the way in, I didn't get to go to it, but we did drive by the NBC, the Rainbow Room entrance. We drove by it. That was one of the highlights of me driving. I was like, oh hey, that's cool, because like there was a bunch of things. We walked by Rockefeller Center, but we never went in it. But like that was just because it was just 3 days goes by quick in New York. So.
Yes, it does.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, we landed at 10 o'clock Friday, and then we left Monday mornings. But yeah, it's but as one of the other things y'all described, it's a lot of interesting smells. It was very interesting. You'd have food for 1 second, then you would have the herbal enhanced pins or whatever you want to say. Everyone nowadays. And then raw sewage, and then garbage, and then food. So,
yeah,
sometimes all at once.
Yeah, exactly. It's
sometimes you hit that sweet spot.
Smells.
Yeah,
you just got to find the hot dog stand on the corner that doesn't smell like sewage, and you're
like I said, I paid $10 for a New York hot dog, and say I did it. It was it's a hot dog.
Did you get a piece of pizza?
Yes, we did do a piece of pizza. It was it was a good size one. Our hotel gave us some like food vouchers, and we went to a place that was right there next to them. They recommended,
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So
You'd be surprised what you can get when you ask the hotel to comp you stuff and get vouchers. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I said, and you know they had it available, and I did. I had a Hawaiian style pizza at our restaurant. I wish I could think about the name of that place we had pizza from, but it was a big giant slice of pizza, which was it was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So I can say
we don't have any New Yorkers on the chat here or listening because they'd be like Hawaiian.
Yeah. Well, they offered it, so you can't be mad at me if they offered it.
I had a piece of the Hawaiian pizza at the place that we ate right across from our hotel.
Yeah.
I love Hawaiian pizza.
But yeah, we walked around a good bit. Like I said, we were like you'd walk out our hotel and go up a block or two. Times Square was right there.
Yeah.
You stayed. I think I looked at where your hotel was. You stayed like right around the corner from where I stayed. I stayed at the Ameritana.
Yeah.
Which was like right around the corner from it. Was like right across from one of the theaters.
Yeah.
But I know I wanted to also ask you. Maybe jumping ahead here a little bit.
No, go ahead.
What did you think of the subways? Did you guys do subways?
Yes, we did do the subway. The subway was how we pretty much got around up and down. Like we took the subway when we went to which I'll bring it up here in a minute. But yeah, the subway, I was nervous about it just because you've seen all the horror stories, or wherever. But we only encountered probably 2 people that are typical of the subway. Just one person who seemed very irritated at the world and everyone. And then just someone that made their way through the cars. Kind of. Just somebody but beyond that yes. But beyond that it was really nice. Like our first subway wasn't too bad, but then the second time we get on the subway they had like a nice little LED board that says, hey, this next stop is this.
Yes.
Right.
5 stops up is this, which that was really cool.
Yeah,
it depends on the train you're on. It really does.
We took the red line and the yellow line. I think the yellow line or the red line was the more up-to-date one, I believe. But our first time we went in on the wrong side, so we had to go out and then come back around. So that was one thing we had to learn that first time. But after that, it wasn't too bad.
Tourists.
Yeah. but yeah, like, and they don't like
tourists.
Yeah. The one thing about it is like you get on, you get off, or you're not going to get on at all.
Hey, you got to be ready.
Yeah. And it's like, so just being in like that city, like being in the subway, I'll tell you, of so many movies I've watched in New York. Like I said, the whole time sitting in the subway while we're waiting there, my brain goes into 1990s Ninja Turtles mode with April encounters the foot. That's where my brain went. I was like,
it is nothing like that anymore.
Oh, I know.
You should have, they are doing like wrestling on subway trains.
Yes,
too. You've seen those videos.
Yeah, we did see one of the cliche New York City rats in the subway. Wasn't too big, but it was a good sized rat.
Yeah,
but like
Master Splinter.
Yeah, like the first day we just walked around, and I didn't realize we were so close to it. Was when we went. I'll share some of my pictures here. Let's see.
Oh, geez, we're doing pictures.
I just thought about it.
Yeah. I wasn't prepared for pictures.
But of course, we were just randomly walking around, and then we run into this, which it was so unexpected. I was like, "Oh, hey, it's that." And unfortunately, we walked in, but unfortunately, they were done doing tours for the day, and which is like that was technically my first Ghostbuster picture, which I'm like, I'll go with that. That's the opening of the original movie.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Because y'all were going to. Did y'all go to Empire State when you passed the library? Yes, yeah. Okay.
Yes, we did that.
Right.
Let me go back to. Let me go through my other pictures here.
So you did go. You did get to go inside.
We got to go in, but we didn't get to go in like the main area, like where Egon and Ray and Venkman are. We didn't get to do that because they quit doing tours for that time frame. I got to peek my head and look. I was like, "Ooh, neat!" But I mean, the inside, even like the cool thing about it for me though is like that first opening area of the library. Yeah, like they recreated that for the video game, and I was like, "Holy crap! This is like spot on to the video game." So that was really cool. Like that whole area, like there was the paintings on the ceilings. It was beautiful. Like it's a gorgeous library.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the same for Brock and myself. We went inside and just got to kind of peek inside, from the hallway, just kind of look inside to the room because the whole tour thing.
Yeah, and like I sent the picture to Brock and Jess, but we walked by it, but we went by what's now the Hard Rock Cafe, which at one point in the early 2000s was WWE New York. So we walked by that.
Yep.
And then let's see, what else did I have here? That was our first day walking around. Of course, also I think we did that later in the evening, but either way, our first day we got there, and also I think I sent this to you guys. We went to the best place to get cheesecake in my good Lord life. Like,
you are correct.
I had the salted caramel swirl, and that might be one of the best things I've ever ate. Like,
Yeah.
if you're in New York, definitely go to Junior's. That place is amazing.
It is wonderful.
I hate we didn't go back again.
I hate you missed the hamburgers there.
Well, I mean, like
hamburgers are. That's a good place to eat.
I don't have the actual full photo from me here. It's on on the Twitter, but of me standing. We went to the Firehouse. Like I said, we went to the Firehouse. Which, I mean, here I can show you this one. I took a cliche selfie.
Yeah,
standing in front of it.
Finally.
We went there the first time. Yes, let me tell you, like it was so funny. Was like we got out of the subway and walked up on the street. Like, our subway came up, we started walking down, and like I just knew it was kind of looking. Which I would tell you, Egon lied. That place is not like a demilitarized zone. Tribeca is absolutely gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
It was then.
Like,
But
it is
now.
beautiful. Like I was like, is this even the same city? Like, it was incredible. Like, I was like, this is like, I mean, it was just clean, nice, organized. I mean, it was like, it's still part of the same city, but like it didn't look like it was.
Well, when it's like, you know, going to, you know, y'all went to Greenwich Village too, right? Y'all went to that area.
I think so. We may.
That's where like the Friends. Did y'all go to the Friends apartment?
We were going to try to go.
Okay.
I think we walked by there. Like, there was a Friends cafe or whatever near in Times Square we were at, because like our the neighbors, his wife was wanting, and we were going to try to visit there and Carrie Bradshaw's apartment, but unfortunately, I don't think they were just. It turned into like, we'll just keep going. So
that Tribeca and Greenwich Village and all that, it's like you're in New York, but it's like you're in a whole different world of New York. It's the settings are vastly different. You know, you got your touristy Times Square, and then you just go down to places like Greenwich Village and Tribeca, and it's just a different it's a different vibe. It's a different feeling in that, you know, being in New York, but being set apart from all the hustle and bustle of you know.
After we left there, we went to Soho to kind of look at some of the stops there. But then after that, we made our way up. We went to, I didn't take too many pictures. Well, we went to Chinatown.
Yeah.
Which Chinatown was really cool because we happened to go at a perfect time because they were still celebrating Lunar New Year.
Oh, that's good timing.
Cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, here, I'll bring up a couple of photos here. But I mean, or video street parades with like, I can't think what they're called, but like they had that going on, which that was really cool to experience.
Oh yeah, look at that, the dragons and stuff. Yeah.
Let's see, but yeah, like I said, I took a few photos.
Nice.
That then I hate because we ate earlier, but then we made our way over to Little Italy, which everything smelled amazing.
Oh yeah,
it looked delicious. Like I just want to go one day to eat at Little Italy, and just I would spend a day eating there all day. But you
can find. I mean, just around there where the Firehouse is, you just venture off into these little areas, and it's wonderful. You had a chance to do all that.
Well, see, we went through all that. Well, then we're like, we're going to go back and go back the way the subway we came. Well, then when we did that, I got to take probably my favorite picture I took. Like I said, it's this here, the Firehouse at night, which was just, seeing it lit up at night made it even like I was even more like a giddy kid. The only thing was, unfortunately, with the Firehouse, I don't know if this is something new, but like when we knocked the first time, nobody answered. So we assumed maybe the firefighters were asleep or whatever, didn't want to bother them. But then my neighbor, when he got back, he got to the side door and knocked, and they were doing roll call, but he said that they were no longer doing the patches or shirts anymore.
Really?
Oh, they couldn't do it. So I don't know if that might be a shift thing or what, but that's what.
Well, that was a polite way of telling them to sod off.
Yeah. Which that's fine. I understand. I mean, I've got patches and pins from there, but I was still hoping to do it myself for once, but we're going to go back. I mean, that's,
you have to go to the Firehouse when Nick, Jessica's boyfriend's working there.
Oh my.
I got you.
There he goes. My boyfriend, Nick. Yeah.
And then I want to say then the last bit, but then like I said, that was all Saturday. Then Sunday we went to, or Saturday. That was Saturday. And then Sunday we decided which, like, this is something like I tell everybody, if you were alive during that day, we went to the 9/11 Memorial Museum.
Hey,
go ahead.
Before we head off from the subject, just because we're on Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Jess had an obituary geeks.
Yeah.
Oh yes, go ahead.
Learned about Jennifer Runyon has
Yeah.
passed away. That was saw that today while I was looking on.
Yeah, she died 2 days ago. She was the blonde that Venkman was hitting on at the very beginning of the original movie.
Mm-hmm. She was also Cindy Brady in A Very Brady Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sad to hear about that.
Yeah. And I don't want to veer too far off course, but I just want to know how did it feel to finally stand in front of the firehouse?
Well, like it was very surreal. Like I didn't get too emotional like I thought I would. It was just I honestly I was like, it's smaller in person. That's where my brain went.
It is. It really is.
It is much smaller in person. But I mean, it was still like I still like it. It was just like it was very surreal, like to be there. And like now that I've seen so many like my friends be there, and now I'm like, oh hey, I know where this is. Yes, I'm like I maybe one of these days I'll make a trip when everybody's up there. But you know, maybe when I know it's more of the old folks, us old folks up there.
You know, you stand there and you just think about you kind of in your mind. I mean, I know it's happened with me. You just play out all the scenes that happened
exactly
out in front of, your mother and
I had to.
You can't park that here, and
I did do on step looking for my ex for the commercial. That was the one thing I did. I'd sit there and reveled in it, and it was cool. But also, I didn't want also that's just me. My brain went overdrive. I was like, well, I don't want to be like around the firehouse, causing any lingering or loitering,
Yeah,
I don't care.
But like I said, I got
They're
to go
used
there.
to it, honestly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back next time and carry one of my shirts. I'm not gonna go in full flight suit, but I'll carry one of my shirts. I thought about carrying it. I was like, we'll just next time, one of my little button ups. But it was like I said, it was really cool. I was glad to finally knock that off the list. I think it was a good feeling. Like it was, I thought I was gonna be like crying baby, but no, I was it felt good to be there.
Well, and you were also like you had to still be in dad mode, right? So kiddo wasn't there. Okay.
That might be different when I bring the kiddo next time. So
okay, I got you. I got you. So, but you are also, if you were anything like me when I was up there, it was like you're overwhelmed. You still have all this other stuff in your mind too, like all the things you want to do. So it hit me about the same. Whenever I went there, I was really appreciative to go. But I had the same first thought. I was like, wow, so that's it.
No, but I mean, I was still happy to see it.
Wow.
No, it was just weird because like I guess it was just it didn't seem real because it's been that one of those places I've always wanted to go and just.
For me, it's like whenever I've been up there, and been places where I know certain things are filmed, it is kind of a surreal experience because you realize, this is a real place. This isn't just this wasn't, built for a movie. It's not a set. It's a real living, actively people live and work and walk through this all the time. And I'm here and I'm seeing these things that I've only, seen on a movie screen or on my TV before. And I'm standing here.
That was the other thing I noticed about Tribeca. Made me talk about it was a much older resident area. Like I noticed everybody in Tribeca was like my age or older, where more Midtown was more my age and younger.
Right. But
it was good. Like I said, it was just like, well, my wife will probably say I probably was geeking out. Like I have to find it. I don't know if she got it. I think she's got a video of me like walking up to it at first. I'll have to find it. We're still still going through, but like it hit me hard. Like I said, it was a very good feel. Like I know I'm not downplaying it, but it was well worth it. Like I one of the things I thought I was going to I wanted a picture. Like I have a picture of me as a kid. I was like, I wanted to hold it, but I completely forgot about it. But at least it's still, like I said, it's got me excited to go back. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah.
But it was really good. Like I was very happy to witness this or see that. And I'm glad they were nice enough. We went back and saw it twice.
Yeah. Now you said your World Trade Center. You're
the 9/11 Memorial Museum. Like I think if, like you said, you witnessed that, everybody should go see that. That is impressive.
Yeah.
Did y'all guys visit it yet?
Oh yeah.
We didn't go to we just been to we haven't visited the museum part of the memorial or anything like that.
Y'all just went to the site. Yeah.
We've just been on the outside. Yeah.
Did you go to the tower? Did you go up in the tower?
No, we didn't go up in the tower. The only building we went up in was the Empire State Building. We went to the 86th floor. and looked out that way. And that's insane. Like that's the other thing about it is like you look this way, city goes that way.
Yeah.
Look, that it just never ends except for the water. That's it.
Right.
But yeah. But the 9/11, like I said, the 9/11 museum, like anybody who's seen that, you need to visit that. And then we went to the Harry Potter New York store. All the theme stores was really cool. We went to Nintendo New York, which was really cool. The M&M store, the Hershey Reese's store.
You go to FAO Schwartz?
Yeah, we went into we went into the Macy's and rode the wooden escalators, which was really cool. We did that.
That is a really cool Nintendo store. I have like 2 shirts from that store.
We happened to be in there during Pokemon Day. It was insane.
Oh my God. I have one Super Mario Brothers shirt that I got from there that every time I wear it, it gets compliments, like more than any shirt that I have. People just love it.
I'm trying to see if there's any other pictures I got here. Then, like I said, we finished up Sunday night. We went and saw Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Which, like I said, according to the sorting hats here thing, like I said, even though I'm Mr. Nice Guy, I got sorted into Slytherin. But I blame because the interest in all the spooky stuff. And there
are good people in Slytherin.
That's what I'm saying.
They're more predisposed to be bad, you know.
And that's one of the things I liked that was really neat about the Cursed Child. They kind of redesigned the house emblems, and I really like that because y'all probably y'all guys saw it here just last week.
We saw it yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Well, yesterday, and then so that was the inside of the theater. We tried to take some, but like, of course, I'm wearing a very flattering shirt. By the way, I was like, I'm not wearing that shirt again tucked in because it's a gut incendiary, but. But like that was the theater. The inside of that theater was beautiful.
I've seen the videos from inside the theater. That was a really beautiful place for y'all to be in to see that.
Yeah, like I said, we were like right there across the street from us with Stranger Things, and I was like, oh.
Which
they had the Stranger Things experience.
No, Stranger Things.
The first shadow.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Which is coming to Netflix, by the way.
Yeah,
it's coming to Netflix.
So I was really tempted because I was like, ooh, to see this live would be great.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. The guy that played one. Oh, crud. Apparently he'll show up every so often and play his character in the play.
Wow.
Oh, Jamie Campbell Bower?
Yeah. Apparently he's done it once or twice.
Ooh.
Wow. Imagine being there the night he does that. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's what we wound up for. That was the whole basis of that trip was my wife and the neighbor. They wanted to go see Tom Felton in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, let me let Kevin get his talk out.
No, you're good.
I don't want to cut into your talk. You had a lot more fun.
No. I mean, you keep going, man.
Well, I guess the play. It's. Well, I don't want to. Well, I'm trying not to do nothing too spoilery because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who's watching if you haven't seen it. But the whole base is it takes place 20 years after the events of the Deathly Hallows. Harry's son and Draco's son. We have Harry's son is Albus Service, and Scorpio is Draco's son.
Yeah,
which the guy who's playing Scorpio in our production was amazing. Like his character is sympathetic and hilarious at the same time.
Yeah.
But it turns into they're trying to right some wrongs from the past, and it winds up creating whole other nice little things that happen
as time travel does.
I was about to say it had Back to the Future vibes.
Stuff.
There's alternate timelines. There's time travel. Yeah,
there's a lot of clocks on that stage.
Well, like I don't know how they did for your effect, but ours there was a clock on there that it stayed up there the whole time. There was like 2 or 3, but like whenever they would travel through time, they would use the time turner for the Harry Potter folks,
right?
And like it would do like you'd see the clock spin, and then it would do like this shadow ripple effect.
Yes.
Like I don't know how they. I guess it was a projector, but that was incredible.
Had to be, but it was incredible.
Yeah.
All the special effects in that were amazing.
That was cool. The Dementors was very cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some of the characters doing the Polyjuice potion where they would change.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really cool, and I really liked when Harry got into the phone booth to go into the Ministry of Magic, and all of a sudden he just poof. How they sucked his robe in there, and he was gone.
Some of that was quick. It was just sleight of hand and like magician, and like probably that. And I'm trying to remember what I just lose my train of thought about that I liked. It was really cool.
Back to the Future, the musical had a really, really nice set of special effects.
Especially
Harry
at the
Potter
very
and the
end.
First Child. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Dang.
Yeah.
I don't know if they did it for you, but there's a certain character reveal. There's a character that I don't like. So I'm not spoiling for everybody else, but there's a character that reveals himself, and when they're finding all the writings on the wall with the black light. I don't know if they did that in your production, but in our production, they're like it's everywhere. And when they did like this review, whole entire theater went like to a black light, and there was stuff written all over the theater, like on the walls. I mean, there was not an area nothing was not written on.
Oh, that's
cool. Everything was confined to the stage. At that part, but it's just like at the Winter Garden when Back to the Future was there. If you go to the touring version of Back to the Future, all the circuits and everything are kind of limited right there to the stage area.
Yeah.
And at the Winter Garden, they were all over the walls. So the time circuits were flowing everywhere. It was really cool.
But I will say with the Back to the Future version, other than obviously if you'd seen the original and then you go see the touring, you saw the differences, but it really didn't take much away from it. It was really
like I said, this is nothing that like ruins it, but it was just a really neat effect to witness.
There's different things I know that they can do when it's when it's permanent.
Well, it's permanent stage,
staging, yes.
And for like I said, the main reason why we went to see Tom Felton, his portrayal as Draco, like you really sympathize with his character and you see where he's grown up and what he went through, even though he was the bad kid, you're sympathetic to him. Like
he had a lot of pressure on him.
He
had a lot of pressure on him from his dad and the whole legacy and that was huge.
And there's a good line that like you understand it as a parent too, like with Harry and his son, because like at one point him and his son, they get heated. I'm sorry, game freakness over here trying to bring it in.
Is this a delayed one or what
I don't know. That's what's. But hey,
he says I'm the only one who watched Casper as a kid and saw the Ghostbuster cameo. Didn't understand it then.
As a kid, probably, but as an adult, you do,
Oh yeah. especially the father Guido. But
and game freakness. If you are a little bit delayed. Hi, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
But like I said, the whole production's like really good. Like it's like if you're a fan, even if you're a casual or hardcore fan, definitely watch. If you get a chance to watch The Cursed Child, watch it. It is really good.
Yeah, it was. We just, unfortunately, when we got to see it yesterday in Atlanta at the Fox, and our seats are pretty high up, and you don't. I mean. Now we've all talked about this. We watch TV with subtitles. And then Brock,
especially with Doctor Who, and other British shows.
Sometimes the British accent kind of throws us off a little bit when we're just trying to hear it, and they do move pretty fast and talk pretty fast in this play. So
I miss half the play pretty much. I didn't understand half of what they said. I just like, oh, those are cool effects. I went with it.
When we had intermission, I had to kind of like, okay,
get him up to speed.
Here's what's going on if you've kind of missed this along the way.
Which I don't know if they served it for you, by the way, Kevin. I want you to know that that Butterbeer and Captain Morgan is a very good combination. So,
I mean, I saw you post that, and I'm like, I gotta try this now.
Yes.
And Victoria was immediately like, we gotta lose weight, babe. Okay.
Fine.
Right.
But like
Tom get big reactions when he came out because I've seen the videos.
Of course, because his first when he first steps out, like he'll say, I think he dresses up because Potter, but like as soon as he got it out of his mouth, like he was there, he was probably there for about a good solid minute to 2 minutes before everybody finally stopped cheering.
Yeah,
because I mean it's cool. Like that's one thing I enjoyed about it too. It was you see him portray his character, and I like that. That's
and he's of the age he would be really.
Yeah, he's his exact age.
No, it's good that he's able to come back and now play this part at this point in his life too. Yeah,
and like I guess the guy playing Harry was really good. Like him and his, you understand, like he's worried about the weight of being Harry Potter still. Like there's interaction where he's dealing with his son, and his son's like, I don't think it wouldn't. It was like, I hate that you're my, I'm your, you're my dad or whatever. And when he files off, I think the intention was, I'm sorry you have to live the weight with being my son. But he was like, well, I hate that you're my son. Or he says, I dislike that you're my son.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And that was him I know he was trying to say, I think it was intention was, I'm sorry you have to deal with all this because you're my son, rather than, I dislike you that you're my son. Because like him and his son.
There's also really not an easy way of saying that without sounding pretentious. Like, I'm so sorry you got to deal with this because you're my son.
Yeah. But that was just, it was like, as a parent, there's a lot of good conversation that happens in it. But see that play. And then flying back, cool. No worries. Same thing in reverse. I slept this time. So that was nice. It was like, oh, hey, we're back home. So.
And there's Bo's big time.
I took up all the time here. So you go ahead, Kevin. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So looking at flights, when we first started off, we went to, I'll preface this by saying, my fiance and I arranged a trip that we could go to Iceland for her. She's turning 50 this year. Sorry, honey, if I'm telling everybody your age, but you tend to be.
We're
okay
all getting
with it,
there.
so,
it's okay.
Yeah. So
she
she's turning.
Not look like it.
No,
she doesn't
not.
at all. But she's turning 50 this year, and we're getting married a little bit later this year, so we want to go ahead and get her birthday thing out of the way. So I said, well, where would you want to go for your birthday? And she said, I want to go to Iceland. I was like, okay, let's do it. So I got this thing planned last year, and of course, as trips happen, ours wasn't quite as stress-free as Bo's, because we had to kind of we had to go into panic mode because New York got like 18 inches of snow,
right?
And thankfully I was watching it all the way up until like the day of the day before. My fiance, she's stressing out, and we got on the planes. Everything went no problem whatsoever. We got to JFK. I work with a lot of folks that live up in the Northeast and Maryland and Michigan and things like that. And they're like, dude, it's no problem. It's New York. They deal with this stuff. They've got the infrastructure for it. It's not a big deal. They've got a mayor up there now who was literally giving people jobs to shovel snow, so it's not going to be a big deal. And it really wasn't when we got there. So our flight to JFK, Bo did LaGuardia. I did JFK because we took Iceland Air. Iceland Air left from JFK, and we land just south of Reykjavik, which is the which I'm probably butchering that word, which is the capital of Iceland. And it was interesting because we started off that morning, flew until midday. That evening we got on the plane, flew to Iceland, and then as soon as we get there, we get on the bus and start our day. Right. So we're talking like, 24, almost 32 hours. We're going like constant. So that first day, I'm going to show you guys some pictures. There's a very good, I'm very glad that we didn't just like crash out. And then because we were just running on adrenaline pure toward the evening. But basically, it was an arranged tour I will totally plug them, by a company called Gate One Travel. I've used them before. When I went to Australia, I used Gate One Travel. If you ever want a recommendation and you want to talk to me about it, they're good folks. A+. But it was a prearranged tour with a whole lot of different destinations and things that you could go to. The big thing is this was a Northern Lights pursuit. Anybody that knows me has probably heard me jaw on about it before. I went to Alaska. I've been to Alaska twice in my life, both times during very high ratios of Northern Lights. The first time I went, the Northern Lights scale goes from like 0 to 9. It was like a 7. The second time I went, it was like a 6. And neither times I saw the Northern Lights because there is massive cloud cover. Both times. Was so upset about it both times I went. So this time it was the same thing for my fiance. She had never seen them either. Thankfully, with this trip, we got to see them. The first night was the best. We actually had a KP index of 3, which doesn't sound like it's pretty big, but I'll show you guys really quickly. This, when we got in the evening, this was our hotel. Wow. It was in Helka, Iceland, which is spelled Hella, Iceland, but it's Helka. I'm sorry, not Helka. Jeez. Icelanders are looking at me and like facepalming. Hekla. It's Hekla, Iceland. Jesus. Yeah, you got it right. No. This hotel is called the Land Hotel in Iceland. You can look it up. It's a really cool hotel that was very purpose built. As you can see from the pictures, likely all of those little lights that are on the side of that building, those are hotel rooms that point out into an open pasture into the northern sky. So you can sit in your room and you can look at the northern lights if you want to.
That's
I
awesome.
wasn't going to do that. I brought awesome cold weather gear. It was super cold, like giga cold, but we were out there darn near asleep getting some really cool photos. Let me show you guys.
I mean, how many times in your life would you have the opportunity to do this? I would be like, I'm like, look, we're bundling up, we're getting out there.
Exactly. So this is after we did a couple of different rounds of this. This is the first time we went out. And the thing I will say about the Northern Lights, our guide warned us that people experience the Northern Lights differently. It depends on it's biology. It's just the quality of eyes. And my eyes are as bad as Brock's ears. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. So apparently, it's interesting. I'll try to describe seeing them if you've never seen them before. It's like if you're looking at that right there, you see the green. The thing is everything that we've seen on the internet and you've seen in the past and the videos of all the stop motion and everything, that's done with a camera. Cameras can naturally see better than we can. They can pick up Northern Lights better than we can. They can see the colors better than we can. When I was looking at that exact same thing, it looked like wispy clouds running across. It was black and white. I didn't see that green at all. It was, but the thing is once you've seen them and you've seen them refract like almost like a prism, you start to notice them. It's almost like really thin clouds, like a really long chemtrail from a that's a chemtrail, like an exhaust trail from a plane or something. Yeah, like it's really been thinned out, like really long that you can see through really good. It looks like that. And once you identify them and you're able to like pull up your camera and go, oh, that's what that is, you're able to spot it every single time. It's not a big deal. Okay. So this was one of the first ones that we spotted. And after that, I was the kind of like the lookout, and I was watching for all of the different displays. And it's the same as weather watching anything else. You have to be there a while. So these things will pop up and then they'll go away, and then they'll move, and then you'll see some over here and they'll go away. Okay. There's another really good one. Oh, that's good. Yeah. That was very, very clear that you could see. And there were some times, and granted, we only had a KP index of 3. So there were some times where it would get bright enough that I could see faint green. So when the KP index is high, you do see colors. You start seeing reds and purples, kind of like we did here in Birmingham when we saw that really far south where we saw like the deep red and the purple colors. Yeah. But you still really could only pick that up really well with your camera. So, so yeah, the first night we, after this we crashed out because it was like 2:00 in the morning. And we had to be up at 7. And I will say if you do a Gate 1 tour, if you want to relax, don't do one, because they want to get you as much value out of the tour as possible. Yeah. So you're going to be getting up at a regular time in the morning, getting your breakfast, and then getting on a bus or getting on a plane or getting on something and going and doing things and going and seeing this and going here. Yeah. So I shared this one. This one's actually, I'm kind of going in the future here a little bit. This is one of the last days I was in Iceland. There, you might be able to see him behind me a little bit. It's kind of small, but there is a supermarket chain in Iceland called Bonus, and that's Bonus the pig. So I made it a goal of mine that when I went to Iceland, that my fiance thankfully was very amenable to this. She walked from the hotel to this place with me, took the picture. We went in and got our groceries and stuff. Food is in Iceland is as expensive as you heard. It is expensive. But I got several of the reusable bags. Yeah. Bonus the pig, who is the illegitimate cousin child of or whatever of Piggly Wiggly. I'm convinced because he's very similar. Yes, Roxy, if you look at the resemblance, is uncanny. Except that
this is the Piggly Wiggly of Iceland, right?
Yeah, the pig.
The pig.
We both call it the pig, either where you're going.
This beautiful sculpture is called the Sun Voyager. As you can see, we can see the shape of it. It's a Viking ship.
Yeah.
And that in the background, those are some of the mountains that these people see all the time in Reykjavik in Iceland. This is just their backdrop.
Yeah, that's just every day.
That's like every day for them. I'm like, wow, you guys have it so bad. And granted, we're there in the winter, and it's the weather's pretty poopy. It's not great. It's snow everywhere. But if you're used to that and you're an Icelander, that's just kind of that's Tuesday life.
Yeah,
right?
That's just what it is. Yeah, it's just Tuesday.
Right. In Reykjavik, there is a very beautiful building called the Harp, which is like a concert hall. This is the inside of it, and all of that is made out of the same stuff that like the glass that comes from the formation of lava. And it's some of the most beautiful. It was we spent as much time in there as we could, and I was just like looking around, like going full tourist mode on it. But thankfully everybody in there was a tourist too, so it was I didn't feel too bad about it. This right here actually made me laugh so much. They are apparently at some point in their history they were obsessed with American school buses, so much so that they stripped them down and they sent them over to Iceland because they have school buses there. They just use charter buses like we would use for going to a football game, for when you're highfalutin and you rent the charter buses. They use those for school buses. Here, they were so obsessed with our school buses that they had several of them sent over. So there's actually a chain of restaurants in Iceland that are American school bus restaurants that you go and you eat in a school bus.
Wow.
and the lights are flashing and everything. I
love it.
It blew my mind. I was like, talk about some culture shock. That looks like the same bus that I went to school on when I was a kid.
Cheese wagon.
Cheese wagon, yeah. Did they serve cheese in there?
I don't know.
I hope so.
So did the VIPs get the short bus?
It was, well, I mean, you can get less people in there, but they was full. There were cars there and everything. It was pretty full.
Okay.
That's
I was blown away.
We see one every morning.
And I think this one is Skullfoss, which is one of the largest waterfalls there. And that's glacier water, by the way. That comes straight off glacier water. You can just walk up there and drink it. Not like I was going to, because it was freezing. At that point, you get close to it and the water's hitting you and it feels like you're, it's crazy. It was pretty bad. And just to give you an idea, I threw this one in there. You see the snow blowing across the road and everything there. Yeah. It was, that was the entire time. Like that never stopped. We ran into snow. It was the full experience. And I work with folks from Michigan, and they were like, why would you voluntarily go to that? We deal with that all winter. I'm not going to go, because I was telling them this. And the last night we were there, it was -20 Fahrenheit. Of course, I did also learn that at around -17 Fahrenheit and Celsius actually kind of merge and cross. Because of the way that it works. Cold is cold. They basically get to the point where they agree that this is freaking cold. Okay.
This is even it offensively cold.
And there was a 35-mile-an-hour wind going on as well. No. So the wind chill was
that's gonna cut right through you.
Woo. Well, and the thing was, I will say, I got the right jacket. I had like multiple layers on. I stood outside looking for the aurora for an hour without getting back in the bus, and people thought I was crazy. And I'm like, I'm warm. I feel great.
I think our parkas would take to that kind of weather.
Yeah. The key is layers, by the way. It's layers. Just get you, like, I had one of those middle-aged man vests on, that had there, and then the layer under that, and then long sleeves, and I was fine. It felt great. So, this is
oh wow!
This is in Vik, which is the southernmost point of Iceland, and those are called the Three Trolls. Everything in Iceland, everything's about trolls. Everything's trolls. They came from trolls. It's trolls this, trolls that.
Okay.
I'm totally smashing on their culture. Anyway, there's a lot of troll mythology there. It's a big thing. Trolls, bridges, and all kinds of. It's all a thing. And the whole deal with this is that anytime you see big statuesque things like this, that's when a troll attempted to cross the water, but then got hit by stone and then was frozen in place there. So those are supposed to be 3 trolls.
I mean, it looks like it looks like it could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was one of the rare instances that day. It was really clouded that the sun peeked through, so I got a really good shot.
That's a great shot.
That's a gorgeous shot.
Yeah. That's a great shot.
And this was another waterfall. Fiance's going to kill me for not remembering which one it is, but it was absolutely gorgeous. I know they told us a story. They told us a story that at some point there was a company that was trying to put a hydroelectric dam here, and actually because it has a really good head flow on it, and apparently there was a woman who was some sort of like a spiritual activist that threatened to throw herself from this waterfall if they did it, and somehow that electrified the nation. They were like, "Oh man, this must be serious stuff," and then they got a lot of attention to it, and they stopped this company from doing it. So that they are very pro environment in Iceland because they have natural geothermal energy everywhere. I mean, it's basically on top of a volcano as it is. There's like tons of active volcanoes. They have this place in Iceland that's between Vik and Reykjavik that is called the Golden Circle. It's where most of the big features in Iceland are, and that's where we concentrated our visit, was in the Golden Circle. So you could basically go to Iceland, and granted, an Icelander would probably tell you otherwise, but you could go to Iceland and you could just visit the Golden Circle and see most of everything that a good representation of the entire island from that area. But and a little bit of trivia for you guys. Geysers. The word geyser is Icelandic. So anytime you got obviously Old Faithful, we know of Old Faithful in Yellowstone, it's a geyser.
Right.
That term is Icelandic. That's this area right here where this geyser is literally called geyser.
It's just geyser.
Yeah, it's just geyser. So that the world decided to adopt that for that sort of formation, that sort of thing, and everyone else calls it geysers now. So
very cool.
Yeah. And
tomato soup.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that grilled cheese and tomato
I'm
soup?
sorry. Look. I have to share the tomato soup. They have this really cool place. I'm going to have to go forward a little bit. It's called Fridheimar. That you can only get these cherry tomatoes in Iceland because they only sell them there. They don't ship them out. It is the best cherry tomatoes I've ever had in my life. And this tomato soup was made of it. It is the best tomato soup I've ever had.
I believe it.
It was incredible. They had this whole facility, like everything was fed with like a geyser water, which doesn't naturally have minerals in it. So they had to put minerals into it. So they have tight control over exactly what goes into the water. Oh my God, man.
Wow.
That was amazing. I could have ate that bread all day. That bread was insane. Let me tell you something. After having gone to Europe several times now, tried bread in different places, we don't know how to make bread here.
No, we don't.
We really don't.
No,
we really don't. I'm sorry if you guys, if you're listening to this right now or watching us, if you ever get a chance to go to Europe, make a point to get some good like German bread, European bread. Now, I'm not talking about German bread that you can get at Publix. Some that you get in Europe
or Aldi
standards, or Aldi, right? It's a good substitute, but it's also still with the standards and rules in the United States. And I'm not saying that they are lax on rules in Europe, but the bread is just better. And we just don't know how to make bread here. We really don't. So
yeah. Wow, that looks great.
And and you guys know me, near and dear to me. Iceland has superchargers of all granted, they don't use the North American charging standard like we do here, but they have chargers everywhere. Everywhere we stopped had chargers. There were more EVs on the road there than I see here.
Wow.
Okay.
Like the ratio was insane. Like they had so many EVs there. They still had regular cars, like ICE cars, but more often I saw tons of people using these. It's crazy, and it actually really wasn't that expensive. Electricity in Iceland is not that expensive because it's so easy to generate because they have an abundance of the ability to generate power.
The resources, that they're allotted,
you guys have probably seen this Lutheran church before. This is in Reykjavik, and it's I forget the name of it. I will totally butcher the name, so I'm not even going to try. It's a beautiful, stately church. I even made a point to take good pictures of the organ, and then I posted it to our friend Gary Jones to let him know. And I showed it to him, and he liked it as well. So, but one really cool picture, probably my favorite picture from the entire trip, was this one here. They have a nice rainbow road that runs up, and then if you see at the very end of it, that church is at the very end of the thing, and that was gorgeous. Yes, that was an absolute gorgeous shot. I will summarize by saying Iceland is one of those. It's the same as Alabama. It's got extremes. In the wintertime, it can be coldish, and in the summertime, it can be like everything sticking to you hot. It's similar there. That they have a lot of temperature extremes in the summer. It gets never as warm as it does here, but it'll get warm as well. So I really look forward to potentially going back in the summer one day, or doing another trip in the summer just to see what the difference is. But I am in no way whatsoever disappointed with this trip. It was very fun. I highly recommend, especially if you want to go and see the Northern Lights. It's one of the best places in the world to see it. It's either that or like Norway or Finland or one of those other northern Nordic type countries. It does a really good job there. But just be prepared that you usually see the best in the winter. So dress accordingly, and you are going to freeze your bahonkus off. I don't care what you wear. It's going to be very cold.
You cannot escape it.
Right.
It's there.
So you're going to have to prepare. And let's just put it this way. It was so cold. My fiance was using her iPhone to take most of the pictures because iPhones do a really good job of colorizing immediately and make them pop out. Her iPhone was shutting down. It was so cold. Just to give you an idea that it was like not wanting to work. She would have to put it in her pocket to warm it up to bring it back out to do it. Wow. So
I've only seen them overheat.
Yeah. That's what we're used to here. So, I don't know if
never seen cold be a problem for him. Yeah.
How many other pictures? Yeah, that's all I had.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that. The trip back was not a big deal. We did on the way back. We did stay in at JFK. They had in Terminal 5. They had an old hotel called the TWA Hotel. Anybody that's familiar, TWA used to be an airline that was like a large, almost a monopolistic conglomerate airline. This TWA hotel basically sat abandoned for decades, and they worked on reopening it, and it's very Jetson style, mid-century, modern, futuristic. It's definitely a boutique type hotel where you go for the experience and not the rooms. The rooms weren't great. And we went during a time where they were setting up for a Robin Hood event, like the investment thing. Yeah. And so they were setting up for that, and it was still an interesting experience. I mean, and of course, being me, I got everything that wasn't nailed down. Just showing you guys the TWA hotel stuff there, and I got pencils and all kinds of neat things that they really don't care one way or the other if you take. They had a really nice TWA had a really nice store there. So I this year I'm proud to say that my Christmas tree will have TWA ornaments on it.
Nice.
And some really cool mid-century modern, like the long ones that had like the indenture indented part in it. I really had to grab those, and they really weren't that expensive. So
that'd be cool.
that was cool. Plus it was, I mean, the hotel was right at Terminal 5, so we literally had to go to Terminal 8 to and we went a little more roundabout than Bo did. Bo did a direct. We went from JFK to Charlotte, and then Charlotte to Birmingham. The fiance insists on using American. I'm kind of more of a Delta guy, and I'm hoping she'll come around at some point. But so But yeah, it was a very fun trip. I really look forward to it, and like I said, I do want to go back when it's summertime.
Well, that's awesome. I really appreciate both you guys sharing your travel stories with us this time. That was rare that both of y'all were gone at the same time.
Yeah, right.
To first time places. So I just wanted to hear all about it. I'm excited for y'all. Appreciate y'all sharing.
Yeah, me and the wife, we enjoyed taking the trip. We're like, we need to travel more. Like we we'll go to the certain places, but I told her, I was like, we need to go to places we haven't been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I kind of want to bring a travel story to the podcast before we end today. We're talking about Kevin's travels and Bo's travels. Well, there's a lot of things from the Alabama state of Alabama that travels, and I don't know if y'all have seen the story about the trash bin that washed up in England.
Yes.
Yes.
So there you go. So a Baldwin County, Alabama trash can was found on Weymouth Beach in England in January 2026 after traveling approximately 4,000 miles across the Atlantic Ocean. The bin, likely lost during Hurricane Sally in 2022, was identified by its Baldwin County Waste Management serial number. It was found by a photographer by the name of Ryan Stalker. They traced it to Fort Morgan based on the partial serial number. And again, the belief is that it swept away during Hurricane Sally, and the container was covered in goose barnacles.
And somebody had to pay to replace that container.
Hey, there's my trash can.
This proof. Now give me my money back.
Yeah.
It was an act of God. I couldn't help it. So I just kind of thought that would be a funny Alabama tie-in, international travel tie-in to the podcast.
That's impressive to think about. Like, it could have been at the bottom of the ocean, but somehow it made it to England.
Oh man, back in speaking of that and shipwrecks and stuff, back in the late 90s, it was like I think it was around 97. There was a container ship that was shipping Legos across the Atlantic, which you could, Legos come from Europe anyway. So
Denmark,
it was shipping them over, and turns out they had a really bad storm, and one of the containers that contained Legos went overboard, and then it broke open. To this day, there is like Facebook groups and big groups that have been tracking these things and tracking recovery of the items that wash up on shore. You'll see like little they say one of the most popular things to wash up are the little pirate swords.
Yeah,
they'll just wash up, and it'll just be random Lego bits, because they apparently break out of the plastic containers and the paper containers, and then they just float along because they're plastic.
Well, that's much
the same as that container,
Well, like the Garfield phones. You've heard the story about the Garfield phones, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they're you haven't heard that story?
No.
Like there's been like Garfield phones washing up on French beaches that were apparently the same situation. Yeah. Y'all need to check
exactly.
into that.
What is it with this orange cat?
It says it's like much of the same situation. These were lost at sea or fell overboard or whatever, and they've just been washing up on this beach in France. Just Garfield phones. So yeah.
I had one as a kid.
Mm-hmm. I wanted one. I never had one.
My fiance collects them, so I'm getting them whether I want them or not.
You either had the Garfield phone or the Mickey phone,
or the Sports Illustrated football phone.
Oh yeah.
Or the
well, and they
phone.
make adapters now that you can plug into old phones that make it work with your cell phone. Like you can actually like pick up the phone and use it. 'Cause, like no one has landlines anymore, right? So
we need to do that because we've got a couple of old Mickey phones in the house.
Yeah,
is it just like a USB connector? It cuts into the to the.
Yeah, I think it's like you can get different kinds. I think it's a Bluetooth connector. Like it just Bluetooths, and it basically makes it into a speaker. Oh, that's not creepy at all.
No, that's not creepy at all. Yeah, said
I hunger, John.
A French coastal community has finally cracked the mystery behind the Garfield telephones that have played its picturesque beaches for decades. Since the 1980s, the Irosi coast in Brittany has received a supply of bright orange landline novelty phones shaped like the famous cartoon cat. Anti-litter campaigners have been collecting fragments of the feline for years as they clean the beaches. But now the source of the problem has been found, a lost shipping container.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So,
well, and a lot of times they don't report these things. They don't report what was in them. They'll just be like, yeah, they lost a shipping container, and then it just gets marked off the inventory in some warehouse, and then no one says anything, you know?
And then they just start showing up on beaches.
Yeah.
Here they are.
Yeah.
The whole, message in the bottle thing too. That's kind of always been fascinating.
There you go. Yeah. So, well, all right. Anybody got anything else?
Nothing. I will let you guys know when we plan the next one, I guess.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Fantastic. Well, thanks again, guys, for sharing the stories. I love hearing all of that.
Yeah.
So, again, we're the Bama Geeks. You can go to our website, bamageeks.com, to see all the videos, listen to all the audio episodes. You can find us on social media at Bama Geeks. If you're on Facebook, you can join our Bama Geeks Front Porch community, where we share a lot more things when we're not live on the internet. And of course, as always, thank you again, Mike, so much for the super chat tonight.
Thank you.
And thanks for being one of our longstanding Patreon members, along with Jamie and Darnay and Jack. We appreciate you guys for being faithful supporters to us. We really appreciate it. It certainly helps with the hosting bills.
Yes. That's right. Keeps the lights on.
That's right. So if you're listening to the audio version, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon, wherever you listen, make sure you give us a 5-star rating. We'd certainly appreciate it. Leave a comment. Let us know how you found us. Let us know what's washing up on the shores of your bathtub. What are you finding these days? What kind of treasures? Or if you're watching this video later on, leave us a comment. Tell us about some place that you'd like to go visit, some place that you have visited that holds a special place in your memory. Go to bamageeks.com, hit that microphone on the right side of the website. Leave us a voice message. Tell us about one of your vacations. We'd love to hear about it. Or if you're having a big arch and you like to take a big bite,
a big bite of product.
Yeah. Tell us about your product.
Or if you're a fan of Danhausen and you're so happy to see him in the WWE now.
Yes.
So
anything you want to say, we're here for you. We'll listen. You've listened to us. Might as well listen to you too, right?
Yeah.
Reciprocate the favor.
That's right.
But thank you so much for Games Freakness and Mike and everybody jumping in the chat tonight, for watching right along with us. We'll be back again in a couple of weeks. For Bo and Kevin and Jess, I'm Brock. We're the Bama Geeks. Thank you so much, as always, for being right here with us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.